All right, what is London trying to teach us here? London's trying to teach us how not to die. Now, what is man versus nature? Man may offer warmth, he may offer food, but nature always wins.
Your son is lucky. Witnesses said he ran into traffic.
He was high.
He was ranting.
What happened?
Everyone was dead. There was blood.
You think that's what you saw? It was a nightmare? Hallucinations?
Hello everyone, Kim Horcher and John Iadarola here, apparently in a hostage situation. We are reviewing Fear the Walking Dead, the new
We're so
Walking
afraid
Dead.
that we're in a basement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a secret. We are reviewing Fear the Walking Dead, the Walking Dead spin-off, also from Robert Kirkman, focusing more on the early days of the Walker outbreak. No one really knows what's going on. So today we're talking about the pilot.
Yes.
I felt it was very slow.
That does seem to be the sort of consensus. And, I mean, Walking Dead, by its very nature, is supposed to be slow. As slow as a walker, perhaps. So it's not supposed to be people like, oh shit, all this stuff is happening. And it's the first episode, and so you expect that that's going to be slow. Even so, I think people expected... I don't think that they expected a lot. They just expected something to stand out as, oh shit, this is totally different than the other series.
I needed an oh shit moment earlier on. The oh shit moment was
Did the naked
last
girl
scene.
not?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, maybe something that made a little bit more sense after that. Because I did like that we started on Nick waking up, which is how we started on Rick waking up. Names rhyme, just saying.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of a different situation with some kind of drug church.
Yeah,
Church of
some kind
drugs?
of like,
The hot zombie.
the hot zombie, who then apparently just like goes back and chills in the church, I
don't know
guess.
where
So what
no,
happened to her?
She wasn't. She's out on the loose because when Travis and Madison
Hot,
came back to the
naked,
church,
blonde girl eating people, that gets on the news. You know, that ends up going out. I don't know. Yeah, and it's so, look, obviously it's very cool that, you know, he gets hit by the car. And by the way, if you ever see a close-up of someone running away and then they're like, oh, they're in the street, they're getting hit by a car. Everybody knows that by now. But then seeing all of LA and seeing the activity and the cars and the businesses, that was kind of my oh shit moment.
A little bit threw me off when he was hit by the car and then someone came outside and was like, oh my gosh, he needs medical attention. Help him, because in The Walking Dead,
yeah, they would not do that.
That never happens.
Yeah, and so, look, what it has going for it so far, I think, is that The Walking Dead, like, everything's in the past. All of what we take for granted in the real world is in the past, whereas here you have people talking about, hey, isn't it going to be cool to go to college next year?
Yeah, I did love that level of what we're losing and what we're gaining.
And we're going to see it be lost.
We have it a little bit in The Walking Dead, like, you know, Glenn is actually surprisingly better off in the apocalypse than he was beforehand. Because he's more needed and he's more vital and he's
His
more
skills
necessary.
are more
and he found a
applicable.
wife and he has like his own group of friends, maybe even family now. And then we look at that kid, the troubled teen who had a knife and was saying, this isn't going to matter, no one's going to college. I don't know how he knows.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's right. You
a
have that
conspiracy
sense
theorist.
of loss that we kind of just glazed over in the original Walking Dead series.
Because we didn't see it.
So Alicia's never going to UC Berkeley.
No. Well, unless maybe the first 3 seasons are much slower than we think they're going to
I
be.
really hope not.
Yeah.
Nick is never going to go to rehab. I mean, perhaps he'll continue
He's
having
gonna
a
need to-
drug problem as we progress, or maybe he'll get over it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and we get to see, like, just for me, it was the image of the kids packing onto the school buses. And you realize, oh my God, there's so many people. And you don't, like in The Walking Dead, you don't realize, man, like more than 99% of all people have
Most of them
died.
are dead. by
Or
the
have
time
died or
it's
gone.
done.
And yeah, and so that was an interesting thing to have reminded of us. Now, obviously, this show is going to be sort of like The Walking Dead, at least in the beginning, focused on a family.
I think
Thus far, I don't really find the
I
family
think
that
it's going to be
interesting.
very different from The Walking Dead, actually.
They say it's going to be more about the family, less about zombies.
Well, because
Good luck with that.
I mean, what they have right now is they're establishing this core family. Every family that we've seen in The Walking Dead has been like cut up, dispersed, over. Everyone's dead, or one of them is alive.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
have
we
to
had
focus
husband and
more
wife and
on-
kid at one point in
Who?
Walking Dead.
Oh,
Rick and his wife
Rick and Lori.
and Carl.
But
We
now
had that.
it's just them, and the Green family is completely severed.
I
and
can't believe you even knew their name. It takes me
Herschel,
like 2 seasons to learn.
Maggie,
Oh, I
Brett.
thought you were talking about in
No,
the
no,
new
no.
show.
The new show, they're actually the main pairing. They're not married. They're boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, so they don't really have a family name. We did see that Travis has a son who might figure in later.
Yeah.
There's also
Maybe they'll get
there are
separated?
also several characters listed that have not appeared yet, so I think we're going to see their backstories soon. I was talking with Francis a little bit off camera about, because we're looking at how this all started. And the first scene we have is the hot zombie who is a drug addict. So did this start through drugs?
Well, I mean, it could have just been maybe she OD'd and came back as a zombie.
See, I find that hard to believe because we only see it in her. People die constantly. Thousands of people must die in Los Angeles every day. Maybe not thousands, maybe hundreds. I don't
least
know the death
hundreds, yeah.
statistics.
A lot of people
but
would die.
A significant number of people are dying of natural causes every day.
Yeah.
Or murder.
Or unnatural
or
causes,
just
yeah.
non-drug causes.
I mean, look, maybe the way it goes is it's not like a switch is flipped and one day you die and you're just dead, and then the next day you die and you come back. Maybe it starts to become more common. So on day 1, 1 in 100 people come back as zombies. In day 100, everybody comes
Well,
back
I'm
as
trying to
zombies.
think
Maybe
of who else we saw die. We saw the old man.
saw the old man in the
die.
hospital.
But did he turn?
they didn't.
didn't see
He
that.
might have, for all we know. I mean, he didn't die until later on. Now, obviously, that whole scene was intended to make us think, "Oh shit, he's gonna die right there."
And then started biting them.
They keep wanting to make us think that the zombies are about to start coming, but it might be episodes before it's widespread.
Yeah, because, well, I don't know how the man in the viral video died. We know how Calvin died, but perhaps, you
Maybe
know,
car accident for the man in the viral
he's-
video.
Check this out. Someone leaked the footage.
What the hell?
Look at this. How'd they unload on him?
It's not real. I mean, can't be real.
I want to understand how these people, you know, that switch got turned on of the dead are now horrible monsters.
Yeah, and look, we obviously we don't know from The Walking Dead, and I guess it does make a significant difference if it's. Are we talking about sci-fi or are we talking about science fantasy? Are we talking about a virus or something else that's within the realm of science? Or are we talking about, like literally in a lot of zombie movies, it's the hell filled up and there's no more room for the dead? Like, is it a moral
There
sort of
has to
Christian
be-
thing or is it a science
I
thing?
sincerely doubt it's a moral Christian thing, but I think there has to be some reason why everything has happened. It hasn't really been explained well. I mean, it has to be something that is touched upon at least in a storyline later on.
Yeah.
It should be touched upon. I mean, they touched it a little bit in The Walking Dead with
Yeah,
Eugene
they
going
say
like,
it's
"I
a
know,"
virus,
but he doesn't know.
But everybody's exposed to it simultaneously. I mean, I don't know. There is an explanation, but I wonder if they actually understand it as much as we are supposed to believe they understand it. And I honestly don't know. And yeah, I mean, look, the kid with the knife, he seems to know that
He
these are
knows.
happening in
I don't
other
know how
places.
he knows.
I think, look, let's say hypothetically aliens started to invade.
This is not.
Okay. I'm not saying in this show, but I'm saying if that was to happen, there's a certain number of crazy people who are already talking about aliens invading that would seem to be prophetic in that instance, even though they didn't really know anything. It just
They
happened to
made it
line up with their
This
conspiracy
is a recent
theories.
Rick and Morty episode too.
Was it really?
Audience who
I
also
haven't watched
watches
that.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, so look, I've read that the reviewers seem to have had access to 2 episodes. They had the first one, and then they say that in the next one, it starts to become a little bit more widespread knowledge that something's going on. And it seems like in this first run of like 9 episodes, I think it is, or something like 6 episodes.
And then season 2 has already been approved.
Yeah.
It will be 15 episodes.
I think the entire 6 episodes is going to be society breaking down. And I bet that after 6, it won't even be totally broken down. I think you'll have people killing each other in the streets, and you'll have, you know, relatively widespread zombies, but I don't think that we're at day 1 of The Walking Dead after 6 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. That's my prediction.
No, day 1 of The Walking Dead is at least a month after Rick had some kind
Yeah.
of accident.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that accident was involved with walkers at all.
And look, people have pointed out that so far the way that we've seen zombies, it would be containable. Like the 1 or 2 people that are getting shot and then getting back up, eventually knowledge would be spread that they'd be shot in the head. So something needs to happen to cause a large number of dead, like maybe coming from out of the ground, or a bunch of people all die at once. It needs something, because otherwise, I haven't yet been convinced that we couldn't stop it.
I guess we'll find out, because you
Yeah.
and I have no idea so far.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
we know it does
interesting to
eventually
see,
spread.
I mean, causation. It was interesting to watch certain scenes because one of them actually takes place very close to my house in real life.
Oh, really?
Did you
Which
recognize
scene?
anything? I don't want to say because that will reveal.
Wait,
where
are
I
you
live.
talking about when the when
gonna-
they do the zoom and they show downtown?
No.
Because I actually found that spot on the map,
It was
in Google Maps.
interesting to watch that happen. I mean, and
Interesting. I
this
don't know what
is-
you're talking about.
to people who are outside of Los Angeles, it doesn't matter, but it's interesting to watch it happen in
I do like
an
that.
urban area that is highly recognizable.
Yeah, well, it was my experience of playing GTA 5 was the same thing. I was like, oh, I know that place. I like that.
LA
Yeah.
Noire.
Yeah.
We are being very specific.
Yeah, and also, by the way, one of the things, look, I don't know that I like the whole family focus on it. I don't know if that is going to make it a better show. What I would like, and what I think a lot of fans of The Walking Dead want, is a show that has more of a driving plot, where you're working towards something, which The Walking Dead doesn't want to do. They want to have these little season-specific plots, which is fine. But I want something larger. But what I like is that we're totally out of the context of there's no governor that's going to be out here. There's no wolves.
Yet.
There's no Alexandria. Like, all that stuff is different. So we don't know. The whole time Walking Dead's been going on, we don't know what's in California. Maybe the military still has several sections held down. Like, it could be a totally different situation, and that's what makes me excited for more episodes, is the rules can be different.
Who do you think any of the main cast is, already marked for death?
I have read, I don't know any specifics, but I have read that the series continues the weird thing where every black male character dies.
Oh, so the girl's boyfriend is definitely dead.
I don't know. Maybe he'll evade the curse, but that seems to be something with The Walking Dead. I don't know why that is.
Motherfucker.
He seemed nice enough, but yeah, I don't know what's going to
Great, the
happen.
principal. Okay.
And she was calling him and he wasn't answering. What's that all about? We're supposed to imply that something's going on.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know how backed by fact that is, but if it's true, that sucks.
Yeah, it does
So
suck.
I guess we'll see later on. We're going to be reviewing episode 2 probably next week, joined by our friends Alonzo Duralde and Francis Maxwell.
Yeah.
Also probably. And we'll let you know how this hostage situation goes.
Ooh.
Tune in next week.